based on all of these challenges that you've already been able to articulate for process management, what is IDBS doing to address them?
So IDBS is bringing out Polar Control, and I would say Polar Control is probably one of the first pieces of software that I know of that's been designed specifically for process development. It's not just designed to kind of capture your experimental data or monitor your sample like a LIMS system would, for example. It's been specifically designed to capture your process, to allow you to document each of those unit operations throughout your entire process, all the way from your revival through your kind of S1 reactors into your bioreactors, into your chromatography, and into your purification methodology. So for each of those unit operations, what are the parameters? What are the parameters that you want to monitor? What are the parameters that you want to control? And then for each of those parameters, what are the specifications attached to them? And not just what was the one specification? What are the multiple specifications? Is this an alert limit? Is this an action limit, for example? And then over time, as you document your process in something like process control, Polar Control, we allow you to see the full version history of everything. So you can go back to the very first version of your parameter and you can see what your specifications were. You can see all of the experiments that went into defining a specification. So if you're in manufacturing and something happens, you can load up Polar Control. You can load up all of the experiments that went into making that decision, and you can see why was pH critical to my process and what experiments were performed to document it.
So Mark, that sounds really exciting. How does Polar Control fit into the overall Polar platform offered by IDBS?
I suppose it helps to close the loop. Polar Control allows you to design your process in the first place, and then by integrating it with the wider Polar platform, that allows you to then design the experiments you want for your process characterization. So we can do guided DOE, for example, already. And then you can take all of those experiments and push them into the LES system, where you could then execute on all of those experiments. You could then analyze those experiments, and then you can see, using the DOE app and the multivariate analysis app, which of those parameters are critical. And then you can cycle that back into Polar Control and update your parameters ready for kind of round 2 of all of your studies. So using kind of Polar for your bioprocess enables you to have this whole life cycle of your parameter, your experimental design, your analysis, your experimental design, and then back into your parameter control. And as you move through this cycle, building up that process description to hand over to manufacturing, where you can then import it into other IDBS products like IDBS PIMS to then control your manufacturing environment as well.